Hey, are you ready for 2019? You know, the great thing about a new year is that it presents us with new opportunities and new challenges. Do you know what matters most in your work next year? And do you know what you're going to be focusing on that's really going to make a difference? Well, I'm going to show you a very simple way for you to figure that out if you'll just stick around for a few minutes. Hey, it's Matt from Pastors and Preachers. So good to see you. Thank you again for the opportunity to help you enjoy living faithfully and leading fruitfully. I want to talk about goal setting today, and this is actually the first in a four-part series that we're putting together to help you just set you up for success in 2019. So, one of the things that I would love for you to do is to go ahead right now and to subscribe to this channel, because if you do that, then you're going to get notified every time we just add another part of this series and just give you the best opportunity possible to be ready for 2019. On the way in, I was finishing up a really fun book about the Apollo 8 missions called Rocket Men. And it was really talking about how dangerous this mission was, because the Apollo 8 mission was the first mission that sent men to the moon. And it was extremely risky and dangerous for a number of reasons. But the primary reason, the reason why NASA was willing to take all these risks and to do something incredibly dangerous, is because they had this singular goal of beating the Russians to the moon. And as I was reading through this story, it illustrated why it's so important for us to set goals. I just thought I'd share a few reasons with you. And the first is this. Goals really do help you focus on what matters most. And so, for reasons right, wrong, or indifferent, beating the Russians to the moon was the primary driver throughout the government and in NASA. And so, what you see there is the importance of, out of all the things that you could be doing, out of all the things that could matter, let's make sure that we focus on what matters most, and setting a goal, creating a target, trying to understand what the finish line is and what the measure of success is. That's critically important in our churches and in our lives when there's so much going on. So goals are incredible for helping us focus on what matters most. The second reason why goal setting is so important is that it triggers behavior. As I'm reading through this book and I'm thinking about all the problems that have to be solved and all the man hours that go into trying to figure out how we do something that had never been done before. They needed a new rocket to get people there. They needed to reconfigure the way in which they were going to actually operate their entire system with lunar modules and things like that. There are all these type of fascinating decisions, and all this energy, and all this the number of people that were involved in this and the decisions that had to be made. Why? It was triggered by this one singular goal, that we needed to beat the Russians to the moon. That's the second reason, that goals trigger behavior. And then goals really do create a mile marker of progress. So beating the Russians to the moon was one part of a broader system, a broader belief, a broader philosophy of life that we believed here in America at that time. And that is that our way of life is better than a communist way of life, okay? So that greater goal became really the thing that helped us focus on this idea of, if we beat Russians to the moon, that's another feather in our cap, that we're really succeeding on a broader goal and broader scale. And so when you set a goal, it basically gives you an opportunity to see progress, maybe in your entire church. So maybe you're setting a goal financially, or you're setting a goal for the number of people that are going to be in small groups, or you have personal goals about time you want to spend with your family, or about sleeping more hours a night. Now, those are all things that focus your energy, they trigger your behavior, but they really do give you a sense of progress on a broader part of your life. You're focusing on all of your church or all of your life, but you're focusing on this one little part, and it's going to give you an indicator of the progress that you're making overall. That makes sense? So here's what I want you to do. In the comment section below, if you plan on setting a goal in 2019, will you just write the word yes there? I'll jump in, I'll follow up with you a little bit, but I just want to see where we are right now in this. Are we convinced that we need to set goals, or are we still wrestling with that? Okay, so if you're still on the fence, let me go over these three reasons why I think you should set a goal for 2019. Number one, when you set a goal, it's going to help you focus on what matters most. That's going to be different for different people, but when you set a goal, you're making a declaration about what matters most to you. Second reason why goal setting is so important is that goals help trigger behavior. That you're going to have an opportunity to see, this is what I want to accomplish, so I now need to go do something about it. And then finally, the third reason why you want to set a goal in 2019 is it becomes a mile marker of progress in a greater area of your life or in your church. All right. Now, look, hopefully that convinces you, if you weren't convinced already, to set a goal. But if you're looking for a way to set better goals faster, go into the description below this video, and what you're going to see is that I have created a goal achievement checklist that I'd love for you to download. It's going to walk you through all the steps, not only in setting a goal, but in achieving a goal. And what it's going to do, it's going to give you the best opportunity to take a next step to focus on what matters and to actually have a plan to make that happen. So after you do that, here's what I'd love for you to do as we wrap up on this video. Number one, I would love for you, if this has been helpful at all, I would love for you to like this video. I'd love for you to share it with somebody else. And I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel, really, so that we can continue to have this conversation and I can continue to do anything and everything I can on these videos to help you succeed as a pastor, to help you enjoy living faithfully and leading fruitfully. And if there was something in particular that was helpful, if there was something that was maybe a new concept or something that we reinforced here, I'd love for you to just get in the comments below and tell me what that is, or just get in there and write the word helpful, and that will let me know that we're on the right track together, all right? So again, thank you so much for the privilege of being kind of part of what God's doing in your world, and a part of what it looks like for us to continue to grow and develop in maturity as leaders, as pastors and preachers. And wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day. You take care, and I'll see you soon.